Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, I am unearthing machinery today. I have several machines which have been abandoned underneath tarpaulins for quite some time, including the quad bike. I have already done one episode on this quad bike, but I abandoned episode number 2 because I want to do one full-length restoration video in the future. So let's first of all get it moved out of the way so I can show you the 4 mowers which are the topic of this video. And here they are. We have 3 Westwood ride-on mowers lurking underneath these sheets. I've got another one though to add to the lineup, but as you can see, they're getting weathered, the spiders and mice are moving in, and I don't want them to get too badly damaged before I get the chance to restore them. So let's get them pulled out of here, we'll get them cleaned off, and we're going to line them up so that we can essentially see what we have, and then it's going to be down to you to choose which mower I should restore first. So let's get them pulled out, and the mosquitoes around here really are getting bad. So let's start going from the left to the right, and yeah, you might think, oh, this looks a bit faded, almost white looking. Now, it's not the camera, it genuinely looks like that, and that used to be red. So this is a Westwood T1200 from 1993, and this is actually when the T1200s turned red. Many people will think, oh, this is an orange mower, it used to be an orange mower. Most of the T1200s were orange, but there were just a handful which were red, and this is when ransoms took over. So for some reason, some bizarre reason, the red colour fades to orange on these, even though red usually fades to pink. But anyway, it did. So if this one is chosen, this one will actually be painted red. So as far as I'm aware, the deck is good. The tyres seem good, but it does have some electrical issues. So underneath here, looks like we've had some visitors. I think there's been some mice and rats in here. Yeah, the engine has had some starter motor wiring issues, and somebody's really been messing with the wiring loom here. Some additions have been made. But thankfully I do have another wiring loom for it, which I've got all vacuum sealed inside, ready to fit. So I'm not really too concerned about the electrics, because they can just be changed. Got a few handy bits here for the engine. And that is the original engine for this mower, even though for some strange reason, a starter recoil clutch was added to these. Just this age. I've seen others on eBay of this age which look like this with that starter recoil clutch, even though it never had a pull start option. It's bizarre. I don't know why it was done. Maybe they had a shortage of crankshafts which supported just the electric start model. I do not know. It's a bit unique. Yeah, so it looks like Ransoms were using non-waterproof decals, so they mostly washed off, as you can see. Now the gearbox, I believe works. I think it works. Everything needs to be cleaned. The brakes are binding. Essentially, it just needs to be dismantled and rebuilt with new grease and really run through the procedures that I always run through. Underneath here, I've never actually looked. Some inner tube off another mower. I'm certainly going to find a mouse. And yes, I will be washing my hands after touching these. That is the PTO to run the powered sweeper, which it doesn't have, but yeah, that is the PTO for it. I'll sort that out later, put that back in again. But yeah, it's not a bad example of a 1993 T1200, and it was actually the end of the T1200s. They moved on from this model after this. So yeah, it may be one of the last ever made, possibly. Now, moving on, we have the S1200. This is from 1989/1990. The deck is rotten, but that's fine because I have other plans for this machine. I have a Westwood wood chipper, which will actually only fit a select number of machines with the adapter. I think the adapter, or the bracket I should probably call it, was actually interchangeable. I think you could fit it to other models, but this one's already got it fitted. So we've got this on the side here, and that's what the chipper will fit to. So if this one is chosen, I won't be doing the deck, I'll be restoring the chipper with it. So this would become a wood chipping ride-on mower, essentially. So yeah, most of its work will be stationary. Now under the bonnet, from what I remember, this is, yes, loud, as I was about to say. It's a loud bonnet. We have the original engine, 12 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine. The electrics, I believe, are good. I think they're all good. We do not have the air filter box. So I've been improvising, and the snails have moved in and pooed on everything. But yes, improvising with those food trays. It does already have chevron tyres fitted, which I can probably get away with just washing and refitting. But there's a lot of rust, a lot of flaking powder coat. The seat's just terrible. These didn't really have very nice dashboards. They were pretty plain, and again, Ransoms had taken over, so they'd fitted these non-waterproof decals. Underneath the seat we should have a PTO, just like the previous mower. There we go, complete with spider. But yeah, it's got the tool tray, which is quite nice. Getting covered in cobwebs here. But yeah, the gearbox again I believe is fine. I think everything is good with this. The front tyres are not so good, they'll be changed. And yeah, as with all these, faded paintwork, very faded paintwork. But it's a unique looking thing, a very unique looking mower. Okay, now this is the one which couldn't even bring itself to the lineup. It had to have a piggyback. This is the Westwood 2014, not to be confused with the year 2014. This is actually 1992. Now these were not made for very long at all. I don't know if their sales were just bad or if they just didn't like the design, but there's not many of these around. This is quite rare, but it's also quite bad. Very flaky paint. But it's actually the only one here with a V-twin Vanguard engine. And it also has a very unique fuel tank. Sorry about the spiders, there's so many spiders. They'll be gone by the time it's restored, it'll be all clean. But yeah, well, someone's been messing with this engine. I don't know what's wrong with it. There's oil on the exhaust, so I don't know. Yeah, there's something happened to it. Oh, look. The fuel pump bracket's there. Oh, I don't know. The deck's rotten, so that's not very good. I'll have to source another deck. I have already done a Countach restoration, where I took a deck which was in this sort of condition and I cut it all out with a plasma cutter and welded it up. So for anybody who says, oh, you can just weld it up, well, you know, we haven't really got time for that anymore. I have done that sort of thing though before. So it's not like I'm just trying to cut corners, it's just, it really was not financially viable. I'm still over £2,000 in loss on the Countach. Right, okay, so moving on. As I said, this one was unpushable. This is either stuck in gear or the brakes are seized on. I think it's probably the brakes because I'm pretty sure I can feel reverse there and I'm pretty sure that is flicking into neutral, but you still can't push it. So I think the brakes are stuck on. And if that's the case, that's not a problem at all. They're easy to sort out. No tool tray, but we do have the PTO on this one. Seats seen better days, although I've also seen worse. Very unique dashboard. Not very interesting though, very plasticky. As you can see, I did pull this, the choke seized up. I can change that though, it's fine. Throttle seems to work. There's the gearbox and there's the wheels. So the wheels look okay. Now I don't know which of these have got stuck wheels. It's very easy for the wheels to get stuck on the shafts. If that happens, it's a bit of a nightmare. In fact, it's a very big nightmare. But yes, I can cross that bridge if and when I get to it. So that is the 2014. The wheels do seem quite good though. And there's the headlights in the front of the bonnet. And you can see the original red colour. These were red as well. These were not orange. It is a mystery why they faded to orange. I do not know. It's just bizarre. And finally, we have here a Westwood Gazelle from 1983. This is a W11. Now, I do not have a W11 in my collection. I've done a W16 and I've done a W8, but I do not have a W11, which I'm actually quite amazed about because it was probably the most common, the most sold one. Now, you're probably, for anybody who knows a lot about Westwoods, you're probably looking at this and thinking, that's not a Gazelle's bonnet. You're right, it's a T1100's bonnet. Obviously, somebody's changed it at some point. You'll also notice it doesn't have a deck actually underneath it, but this didn't come with it, but I did manage to source this a few years ago. It's a very rare Gazelle twin-bladed deck. This is the genuine twin-bladed cutter deck. And the thing which is unique about it is the single mounting point. They normally have two. To have the single point, it proves it is the original Gazelle design. It's the only one I've seen, actually. It is the only one that I've seen in existence, but I'm sure there are more. Probably rotten ones. So yes, if this one is chosen, that will be restored as well, and that will go on it. Now these had slightly more interesting dashboard. They had all these lights. They're not looking good. I do have some spares, thankfully, but I don't know if I have enough spares. The gearbox seems to shift very nicely. First time I've done that though. And then, yeah, they had an amp meter. There's the ignition switch, throttle, seized throttle. I can change that though, not a problem. Little hidey hole. Some homemade cover put on there. Seat's not too bad, but weighs an absolute ton because it's full of water. And it's really heavy. And that's the under seat tool tray. Now these didn't have PTOs. This is before the PTOs came in on the Westwood, so it predates them, predates the powered sweeper, but you could get towed sweepers. It does have a tow bar. And actually, one thing which all of these mowers have in common, other than just being Westwoods, is they all have the same gearbox. They all have the Peerless 5-speed gearbox. So they're just different iterations of the same machine, essentially. They're almost in order, actually, but these two in the middle are the wrong way around. So we've got 83, 92, and then 1990, and finally 93. Now, under the bonnet, we do have, this is my biggest concern with this mower, a non-original engine. This is not the original engine from it. This is an 11.5 horsepower. It's slightly newer. It's 1990. So yeah, seven years newer than the machine itself. Also, at some point, somebody has changed several different things about it. They've put a different bracket on the front to cater to a newer Westwood deck. It's not a major problem because I can make a new, well, make one like the original to fit that deck, but it's just another thing that needs to be done. So I need to keep that in mind. And I think really there wasn't really much else to say. The electrics look quite original, so that's good. They look fairly original. But yeah, I don't know what to do about the engine because I'm not a fan. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to what should be in these, and I believe it should be the original engine, at least the original age and design. But I can probably find another one. I actually do have quite a few spare engines, so I can probably just fit another one. Okay, so yes, if you want to see me add to my Gazelle fleet, then vote for this one. And if you want to see me struggle with quite a rare Westwood mower, choose this one. If you want to see a wood chipping mower, choose this one. And if you want to see one, well, actually this is not a bad example. This one is pretty good condition, really, considering everything. If you want to see one turned back to absolutely pristine factory condition in its red colour, then vote for this one. It will be keeping that deck, so we'll be able to do some mowing. Okay, so there we have it. 4 ride-on mowers to choose from. One of these will be restored within the next 12 months. Yes, I say 12 months because some people think that restorations take a week or two. My videos take months and months, and I already have other restorations in the queue. But I can certainly get one dismantled, powder coated, in the queue, ready for reassembly. Like, don't be surprised if it's not until next year that the video comes out. But we can get one into the queue. We can save another Westwood. So there is a link down below in the description. Please do click on it if you want to vote, and you can choose out of these 4 for the next one to be restored. So thank you for watching, and also a massive thank you to all of my channel members and Patreon supporters. It just helps so much having those people, you know, adding financially to the channel, because restorations are not cheap. They cost, even one of these machines will cost thousands to restore. Thousands. So yeah, it means a great deal. Thank you so much, everybody, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.